Yo, hey guys, what's poppin'? Jacques Slade here. Nope. There it is. Back with another unboxing, and today I have something that you've probably already seen before, but I was finally able to secure myself a pair via the SNKRS app, and I'm really excited about it. And obviously I wanted to show them off to you guys, show you guys all the details, give you a little bit of the story behind it, and really just bring it all together and what I see for the future and how I think it affects the past. But speaking of the past, before we get into that, these just came in a Nike box today. And when you get a box from Nike, when you order them via SNKRS or on Nike.com, they come from a place that says BRD in Memphis. That BRD stands for Blue Ribbon Direct. Now, for those Nike fans out there, you probably already know the history behind that, but if you are not a big Nike fan, or if you don't really know the history, Nike originally was called Blue Ribbon Sports. Bill Bowerman and Phil Knight created Blue Ribbon Sports as a way to distribute Onitsuka Tiger track shoes that Bill Bowerman helped design back in, I believe this was the early 60s. However, they got into a bit of a dispute, and so they eventually had to break off and stop selling their shoes and sell their own shoes, which were a version of those shoes. It's a big, long story. If you check out the story on Cortez Kenny, the Cortez Kenny 2, it's on one of these sides. I'm not sure which side it's going to pop up on, but if you check that out, it'll give you the full story. But the reason I bring all of that up is because the official changeover from Blue Ribbon Sports to Nike just happened on May 31st. Well, the anniversary of it, I should say, just happened on May 30th, but it happened way back in the 70s, and I just thought about it today when I opened the box for these, and it said BRD, and I was like, I wonder if the audience knows that BRD stands for Blue Ribbon Direct. Anyway, with that being said, let's hop into this pair right here. As you can see, it is an Air Jordan 1, one of my personally favorite models from Jordan brand. I love it. They're not the most comfortable shoe in the world. I do switch out my insoles, but I love the way they look. I love what they represent. I love that you can dress them up. I love that you can dress them down, and you can just wear them with anything. But let's jump right into this. This is the Air Jordan 1. This is by Virgil. This is part of the Off-White and Nike collection. This is not a part of the 10. I don't know if this is technically considered part of the 10. Anyway, let's get into the box. So if you just saw my most recent video of an unboxing, I did the white pair. This is the Carolina pair, and as you can see right there. Now, obviously, Virgil takes things a step further with his designs, and as you see here, the box is a little different. At least it's the top of the box. Now, when you get the box, it's actually sealed, so we're gonna break the seal for the top here together, and you can see that as it pops there and pops right there. So this is how you know that these are dead stock. And you see they have a clear window right there, so you can actually see into the box. So you can actually tear away the upper and see into the box. Top of my box actually got a little bit damaged, just a little bent up here, but it happens sometimes, so got to deal with that. So here are the shoes. Very, very, very nice. I really like this pair. I don't have a lot, or any, I should say, Carolina Blue kicks, but this pair will be my first. So let's take these out of the box and get a good look at them. Very, very nice. This is a good shoe. As with most Off-White sneakers, you get the laces. You get a couple different color laces. I imagine they're inside here, the shoes. There's a white, because obviously that's the pair that comes with the shoes. And then I believe there should be an orange pair. Yeah, there's an orange pair of laces in here. In addition to the shoes, they actually have plastic instead of paper inside the box, and it says Off-White trademark for Nike, quote, Air Jordan 1, Beaverton, Oregon, USA, C, which I believe is copyright 1985. So the Air Jordan 1 obviously first went on sale back in 1985. So let's put this down, get the box out of the way, so we can get a good look at the shoes. Just real quick, this is an 11.5, and it's called Air Jordan 1 Off-White NRG, as an energy release. For those that don't know, the Air Jordan 1 was designed by a guy named Peter Moore, who used to work at Nike and went on to work for a couple of other brands. So let's take a quick look at the shoelaces first. There's the orange pair, and then there's the blue pair, and then the shoes come with a white pair of laces. And as you know, with the Off-White collection, all of the shoelaces say shoelaces as an obvious nod to exactly what they are. I like to take the obvious nod as almost like design notes, that this was Virgil's way of giving us design notes for the shoe. Now, looking at these, there is a little bit of a difference on these than there was on the other models, but we'll talk about the things that were the same first. So this is a Carolina blue leather. Obviously you can see with the white stitching, it has the double stitching. The top layer is blue and it looks like the bottom layer is going to be white. Obviously you can't see that because there's a stitching there. Then it has the extra lace holes here, or extra eyelets here at the bottom. It has the tag which says Off-White, care of Nike. I believe that's copyright 2018, and this just says zip tie there. Then we have the Nike swoosh, and then it has the tack stitching here. You see there in orange, and you see it there in orange as well. And then there's an extra little pad there. It looks like a leather pad there that's tack stitched on as well. And you can actually pull on the Nike swoosh and lift it off if you want. I was thinking about maybe just taking that off and seeing what the shoe would look like with taking that off. I don't know, maybe. So quick notes. Now, most of you know about this shoe and the design history of the shoe with the Off-White version of the shoes, but for those that don't, the reason why Off-White shoes look like this is because Virgil wanted to reimagine these shoes in a way that showed the technology and showed you what's inside the shoe. It almost shows you like the sampling phase of the shoe, and that's more of what this represents. It shows the process of shoes that we don't necessarily see. That's why this part here, the tack Nike swoosh, is something that's so iconic and something that people really can relate to, because a lot of times when designers would actually put shoes together, they would actually just kind of like tack on the Nike swoosh just to give you an idea of where the Nike swoosh was going to be placed, as opposed to putting it in an exact place and sewing it on really nice. They kind of just slap it together just so you get a general idea of what the shoe looks like. And a lot of times they would use a bunch of different materials just to get that look together, so it wouldn't be the final product. And that's a lot of what you see here. As we move to the tongue, you see that the tongue is the usual nylon, but it's almost like a light blue a little bit here, especially if you look on the inside. It has like almost like a blue tint, but then you see the blue stitching here that goes with it, and then you have the orange Nike swoosh which goes with the tack stitching that goes right there. Obviously the Nike swoosh is generally in the middle. In this situation, it gets kind of hidden if you lace your shoes up all the way, but I don't know who laces their shoes up all the way to there. The regular Jordan Wings logo is there on the ankle portion, and then you see the 85 on the inside. Again, shout out to Peter Moore, the designer of the Air Jordan 1. This side flips off as well, and you can see the 85 there. It's almost like a double eyelet there, I guess, and this would, I guess, to help keep you locked in was the purpose of this. It makes it loose as opposed to being stitched together, which you usually see on the Air Jordan 1. You can also see the foam on the top of the heel, which gives you again a look at the inside of the shoe, something that you don't normally see. You get to see the padding, how the padding is double layered. There's one section here, and then there's the back section that they have here for aesthetic, and then there's the actual cushioning. It has the Carolina blue on the inside, has just regular Nike Air on the bottom. It's because this shoe is not technically a part of the 10. This is an energy release, which is outside of the 10 that Virgil originally developed. So this is more of Nike just kind of moving on and continuing with the colors that were represented with the 10, with the shoes that were represented with the 10. These obviously have Air on the inside. That's why they were called Nike Air Jordans back then, as opposed to just Air Jordans, which they're called now. You see here on the medial side, they have the stamp Off-White trademark for Nike Air Jordan 1, Beaverton, Oregon, USA, copyright 1985. And then there's leather all the way through, except for this portion here, which goes around and switches. So this part is leather on the medial side, but then as it's stitched here behind this heel pad, is what I'm gonna call this, it switches to like a suede or a nubuck, where there's like a bit of padding behind it, and it's a different material. Again, this goes to the fact that designers will put together different materials just to get the look of the shoe that they want, and this shows, kind of represents that different material that you're throwing on the shoe. For the final detail, you see here on the heel, which is the heel counter. Now this feels like a piece of plastic or a piece of cardboard, which is usually what they use on the inside of the shoe between this padding that you see here and the leather that you see here. Usually this aesthetic piece of padding would be on the outside to cover this up, and then there'd be the blue, which you see on the inside, would cover it from the inside from directly rubbing against your ankle. But this would be that support piece. This would be the heel counter that you feel with your shoes. And quick note to people, having a high top shoe does not stop you from messing up your ankle. What helps you is the heel counter, where your heel sits. Having that cupped, that's where your support comes from. That's what stops your ankle from rolling, or I shouldn't say stops, what helps to prevent your ankle from rolling. It's not having shoes tight up here around your ankle. Just a quick side note for you guys that didn't know that. Outsole wise, you see that Jordan Brand went with the Carolina blue there. On the midsole, it's an off-white color, I would say. And the difference between these and the other off-white Air Jordan 1s is what they've done here on the lateral side and on the toe box. On the regular toe box, you have direct access to the foam here and here. But with this version, they've actually changed that. They put together I'm gonna call it a netting of sorts, a really thin diamond layered netting. Has like little diamond pattern. It has a diamond pattern on top of it, which is going to prevent dirt from getting directly onto the foam. So this foam obviously attracts dirt. Well, I shouldn't say it attracts dirt, but it gets dirty pretty easily. So what Nike has done is they've added this extra layer of protection over the padding so that it doesn't get dirty as easily. At least that's what I'm thinking. That's what I'm hoping. But you can see it has a little sound to it where it's like a diamond mesh, almost like a really thin piece of mesh that's going to hold up on top of that. Probably a good way to protect these, I would definitely recommend, is spraying these with some protector before you put these on. That'll probably help. That will help them from getting as dirty as easy. But with it being that foam and being white, obviously it's still going to be hard to keep clean. So that's why they added that there. And I love like the small details here, like the unfinished foam right here. You can see the stitching. It's so bold and bright and pops out from the blue. I love that they did it in white instead of doing it like a monotone color that goes the same as the stitching. But yeah, I just wanted to give you guys a quick look at these. Really super pumped that I got these. I was able to get them through sneakers. They did a drop and I got picked somehow. I don't know how I got picked. A lot of different people got picked, but I was included in that group. What I'm thinking is that they were doing something where if you missed out on the other releases, you got lucky with these, and they just kind of threw your name into a pot, and if you got there in time, you were able to get these. I don't know if that's necessarily true. I know they did that with the Sean Wotherspoons, and so I'm hoping that that's what they did with these, because I know I tried to get the original pair, but I was not able to get the original pair. But then I just did the giveaway with the white pair. So if you guys saw that, anyway. So just wanted to give you guys a quick look. Hope you enjoyed. I'm probably going to rock these at SneakerCon this weekend, which is going to be in Chicago. So if you're in Chicago, make sure you come by and say hi. With that being said, I am Jock Slade. As always, guys, I appreciate you. Make sure you like, favorite, and subscribe and all that good stuff if you like what you just saw here on this channel. As always, guys, I appreciate you, and I'll see you soon. Peace.